Sexuality. I was sailing a calm sea of dreams when waves of youthful lust swelled within me. Love's lips whispered poetry in my ears and opened my eyes to see beauty in the shape of woman. She became the supreme vision of divine form that gave meaning to my existence. To me, she was more exalted than the sky, deeper than the sea, and more perplexing than either. I worshipped her beauty and yearned to enter the womb of her affection. Merging together in love became the only thing I desired. But the Creator made two bodies of one and cast them into worlds far apart where separation was agony. The slightest touch of her soft skin left my heart throbbing like the trembling mouth of a man thirsting in the desert. She was the most beautiful of all creation, and she appeared lovelier through the mist of my lustful longing. Everything changes in accord with the emotions of the beholder. Thus, my infatuation deluded my senses. I romanticized the light of her eyes, the sweet tone of her voice, and the elegance of her figure. If I were to hold such a woman as I imagined, she would surely dissolve in my embrace. I looked upon her like a seer who gazes into the great mystery to discover its secrets. My longing saw her as something more divine than I, and my worth diminished in my gaze, for the virtue I worshipped in her I denied in myself. In my fantasies I was haunted by seductive visions of untamed lust. My own thoughts sent flaming arrows into my heart, for I wanted to devour the one I adored. Through her eyes, angels looked down upon the lowly in me with a look of disgust, and my chest caved in shame. But nothing would appease my passion, for my purpose was clear, as though it were engraved in my memory at the dawn of eternity. With my head buried in my hands, I screamed to summon my despondent spirit. I am haunted by an obsession that enslaves me. My heart is a wild tiger crashing against a cage of unspoken principles. Help me untangle that which is sacred from that which is shameful in sexuality, that I may become a man worthy of a woman's love. The prophet answered with an empathetic tone. Of the sacred I will speak, but first let us address the sham from the shameful. What is shame but a cloak woven of morality draped around the innocent? Though you cover your nakedness with morals, you conceal much of your beauty only to protect the eyes of the impure. In doing so, you postpone your meeting with the goddess, whose sight is undefiled by your naked desires. Think not that you can direct love's course with precepts of righteousness, and see that you do not bow before the pious, deeming it respect. All is sacred within love's compassionate heart. When life is tortured by its own hunger in dungeons of denial, the innocent will suckle on the breasts of demons if need be. Who knows that a plight of indignity be not for your expansion? For the Creator is also the destroyer. and there are hidden blessings to be found in every haunt and on every summit along life's sacred journey. They alone are exalted who make love with their shadow and turn the discord of their soul into a song made sweet with lessons learned. Therefore, linger not in the swamps of lust, lest you lose your way. Come to love-making for more than a sensate thrill or seductive indulgence. Though your animal self knows its needs and will not be betrayed, so too does your God self, who needs you tenderly ripened in love. Sexual intimacy can propel you to the most blissful moments of true union and plunge you into the emotional underworld where you meet your unborn soul. Together you are the many faces of the one. Together you are the many faces of the faceless one, playing all. In half sleep, you become infatuated by the spell of your wholeness passing through each other's form. Though you yearn to merge, your wholeness is realized through your virtue in relation to each other. And that which you adore in each other is for you to realize within yourself. Your bodies are temples of spirit. When you meet for sexual communion, bring your heart's prayer to be seated in the womb of creation. Let love's visions take sensual shape in the fervent pulse. Utterly surrender to the goddess that she may soften you, full, ripe, and delicious. Arch your soul up to the divine and welcome God to satiate your expansiveness. At last, as your bodies absorb the throbbing of ecstasy, let your desires grow quiet in a heaven full of loving whispers.